Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hatboro-Horsham High School Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name's Matt. I'm going to be your facilitator. We have a great list of schools to hear from. A few housekeeping announcements before we get going. As attendees, your camera and your microphone are off, so panelists can't see or hear you. You can use the Q&A to ask your questions to our presenters at any time. I recommend using that the entirety of our session today. A reminder to sign up for more sessions. We have 2 more hours of programming after this, so I encourage you to sign up for more sessions. And another reminder that recordings of this session and all sessions will be available at strivescan.com/Hatboro-Horsham. Without any further ado, I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter from Smith College.
Hi, everyone. I'm just going to get my slide deck up here quickly and start my time. So hello, my name is Tara Kellenison. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm an associate director of admission at Smith College. We are, actually, I think I might have been. Yes, we are a gender inclusive women's college located in Northampton, Massachusetts, so Western Massachusetts. We have about 2,500 students, so we are a smaller liberal arts college. About 19% of our students do identify as first generation college students. 14% of our students identify as international students, and then about 1/3 of our domestic students identify as students of color. We have most of our students, almost not 100% of our students living on campus. We do guarantee housing all 4 years, and I'll talk more about housing in a second. Some unique aspects about Smith is definitely an open curriculum. We have no core requirements, general education, distribution requirements. Students can study whatever they want to study as soon as they get to campus. We offer about 1,000 courses every semester under 50 major fields. You will be assigned a liberal arts advisor for your first 2 years, just to help you navigate those course lists, find classes that are in line with your passions. Also encourage you to take classes that might be a little bit outside of your comfort zone. The open curriculum really gives our students the freedom to explore and discover new passions. It's also not uncommon for students to accidentally double major at Smith because they're just taking the classes they want to take. Where we're located, there are 4 other colleges in the area: Amherst, UMass, Mount Holyoke, and Hampshire College. You are able to take up to 2 courses every semester at any other institution at no extra cost, starting the 2nd semester of your first year. We do offer a number of research opportunities at Smith College, spanning across all fields of study. So we definitely have opportunities in our STEM fields, but also have plenty of research opportunities in our humanities and arts fields as well. About 80% of our students conduct research while they're at Smith, and a lot of them are published by the time they graduate, if not soon after. We also have incredible study abroad programs in Paris, Florence, Hamburg, and Geneva. And then we do work with over 150 programs in over 60 different countries. But if you don't like any of the ones that we have, you can tap into that 5-college consortium and find a study abroad option there. Praxis is another amazing program at Smith. This is a one-time guaranteed stipend to every student so they can participate in an unpaid internship. So if you find an unpaid internship within the United States, we'll pay you $3,000. And if you find an unpaid internship internationally, we'll pay you $4,000. We have an amazing alumni network that really is there to support our students as they look for internships. This is definitely my favorite slide. I love to talk about how incredible women's colleges are. And I am not an alum of a women's college. I went to a co-ed institution and had a great experience. But I do wish I would have had the foresight to consider women's colleges. We really give our students the space to take up space. We empower our students to find their voice and to use their voice. But what I love about Smith in particular is that the idea of being your most powerful self is not a singular concept. So it doesn't matter if you're more extroverted or introverted, or if you're interested in engineering or music or government, psychology. What matters is that you want to make a positive change in the world, and you are in an environment where you are supported in your whole person learning, not just from your faculty and your staff, but from your peers as well. Our housing system is definitely a little bit unique and a big draw to our campus. We have 40 self-governing houses on campus. Some are huge Victorian houses that have over 100 students living in them. Others are smaller houses you might see on any residential street, and they'll have 20 students living in them. We do not have a separate freshman quad. Students are all mixed into the houses all together. So most houses have all class tiers represented. Students can move around as much or as little as they'd like. So it's really up to you to find your home on our campus. We have some really fun traditions on campus, like Friday afternoon tea, where all the houses get catered with tea, cheese, crackers, pastries. It's just a nice way to wind down the end of the week. Within those 40 houses, 11 of them have dining halls. 9 of them have dining halls where students can use meal swipes, and then we have 2 retail kitchens where students can purchase food. I do like to note that we have about at least 30% of our food that's locally sourced, humane, and ethically sound. We offer a number of dietary options for students who have dietary restrictions. Really are doing our best to be an environmentally sustainable institution. We have over 120 clubs at Smith, super wide ranging in their variety of interests, everything you can possibly imagine: activist organizations, environmental organizations. We have a ghost hunting club and a number of different a cappella clubs, including crapapella for really bad singers. We run the gamut of all the usual sports that you can imagine out of college: softball, soccer, field hockey, etc. But we also have things like badminton and ice hockey. If you like to go to an event at UMass or join an organization at Mount Holyoke College, you can do that as well. That 5-college consortium is an excellent network for academics and for socializing. And then, of course, there's the wonderful town of downtown Northampton, which is just a few steps away from campus. Students are really able to just hang out in this really great college town. I am going to quickly wrap up with our admission and financial aid process. We are free to apply. We are test and interview optional. There is no negative side to not having an interview for your application. We have 3 decision rounds: early decision 1 and 2 that are binding, and then regular decision. We require all of those forms, and we do meet 100% demonstrated need. And that's all for me at Smith College.
Great, thank you so much. And next we will hear from Sacred Heart University.
All right, hi everyone. My name is Alex Myers. I use she, her pronouns, and I am an admissions counselor at Sacred Heart University. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right, so I'm just going to kind of give a brief overview of the university as a whole, delve into some academics, some involvement, and definitely feel free to ask any questions as we go on. So just a little bit about Sacred Heart. We were founded in 1963 by the Diocese of Bridgeport. So we are a Catholic university. We were the first Catholic university actually to be founded by lay people, which is why our mascot is the pioneer. We're located in Fairfield, Connecticut, which is an absolutely beautiful community. We're about 15 minutes away from the beach. And we have a really cute downtown area, downtown Fairfield, just right near the campus, which is awesome. So we're actually the 2nd largest Catholic university in New England, coming in at about 5,900 undergraduate students. And then we have around 3,000 graduate students. So our grand total is about 9,000. It doesn't really feel like it's that big of a school when you're on campus, though. It is a really small, personable community environment. So just to go over academics, we have 6 colleges of study. First, our College of Arts and Sciences, which has a really big range, everything from biology to English, and literally everything in between. This is definitely our biggest college in terms of programs by far. It also houses our School of Communication, Media, and Art, which is a rapidly growing program on our campus, with things like concentrations in film and television, journalism, sports media. And then we actually have a new music program, which will be debuting next fall. And you can either concentrate in production or performance. So we're very excited to have that up and coming. And then we also have our School of Social Work, which has a graduate program as well. So you can get your undergraduate degree and graduate degree in 5 years, which is a bit condensed, depending on in comparison to some other schools, you have to do I believe 6 years total. So next up, we have our Isabel Farrington College of Education, another one of our programs that has a master's program directly attached to it. So you'll get your graduate and undergraduate degree in 5 years. And a great fact about the Isabel Frankton College of Education is that that 5th year is almost entirely paid for by the school that you student teach at, which is a really great cost-effective way to get your master's. Then we have our Jack Welch College of Business and Technology, which houses our School of Computer Science and Engineering. It's pretty rare to see a business college and our technology program kind of paired together in this way, but you can really go to see like throughout the program how well these two programs actually are very intertwined. So it's very easy to double major in the College of Business while also having maybe a major or a minor in one of the technology programs. So then we do have one of our more competitive colleges, which is the Davison Henley College of Nursing. It's a really big program at Sacred Heart, and it's a program we're very proud of. This is our only direct entry program, so I always advise anybody remotely interested in nursing, you want to apply into it because you can't change your major when you get to Sacred Heart and decide you want to do nursing. So it is a fantastic program. They have beautiful facilities with like simulation labs with mannequins that literally breathe, sweat, cry, give birth, everything. So our nursing students are really prepared before they even start their clinicals their second semester sophomore year, which is awesome. Then we have our College of Health Professions, which has the smallest amount of majors. It only has 3, but probably has one of the biggest amounts of students in total of all of our colleges. And it leads directly into a lot of our very popular graduate programs like athletic training, physical therapy, occupational therapy. So it's pretty popular at Sacred Heart. And then we have our St. Vincent's College, which houses our associates and certification programs. We have over 80 majors and concentrations. So you literally have so many options when you're choosing something to study. And undecided is an option as well, especially like when you're coming into Sacred Heart. How can you know exactly what you want to do when you're 16 or 17? So they really do a great job of guiding you through choosing your major if you haven't chosen it already. And then we have 40 plus master's and doctoral programs. Some of them can be accelerated. Some of them I mentioned like social work, or we have some accelerated options for your undergraduate degree to physical therapy, occupational therapy. So it really provides a good cost-effective way to get your graduate degree as well. And individualized attention in the classroom is super important. So while we are a pretty, rapidly growing university, our student-teacher ratio is staying pretty constant at 14:1. Average class size is about 21 students. So you're really not just like a number. You are a full person to your professors, and they really take a lot of time to make sure that they know everyone and that you do get that individualized attention in the classroom. So you're going to hear this at every single college you talk to, but the biggest thing about going away to college is making sure that you get involved. So we have over 60 clubs and organizations on campus, student government, academic clubs. Greek life is pretty big at our campus as well. Anybody looking to continue playing sports, we are a Division I school, and if you're not quite looking to go to that D1 level, we have a wide variety of club sports and intramurals as well. So we really do have something for all levels of athletics. And then something that I'm really proud of is that we do have as many performing arts students as we do students in our Division I program. So we're not just a performing arts school, we're not just a athletics, known for athletics. We really do have a wide variety of things. You can get involved in so many different aspects of our community. So I just want to go over some of these pictures very briefly. We have so much new growth on our campus. It is absolutely insane. I'm a recent alum, so seeing all of this being built over the past few years has been absolutely crazy. And then here are just some of our deadlines for any seniors coming up. Feel free to take a picture of this screen just so that you have it on the back of your mind. And then here is my contact information. So if anybody does have any questions, please feel free to reach out. It was great to talk to you all today.
Great. Thank you so much. And next, we will hear from the University of New Haven.
Thank you very much. Just sharing my screen here. All right, very good. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Caitlin Lack. I'm Director of Undergraduate Recruitment at University of New Haven. We're a small to medium-sized private comprehensive institution located in the heart of New England, about 3 hours from Hatboro-Horsham, so you have to come and visit us. To get started in our presentation, I always like to point out we celebrated a big milestone last year. We turned 100. So back when we were founded in 1920, A lot has changed since then. I'll go over our backstory in a moment. But one of the newest additions to our campus is a brand new academic building that we opened as part of our 100-year celebration, and that's the Bergamy Center for Science, Technology, and Innovation. I will show you around this building if you come to visit our campus, but the main thing to know is that this building is chock full of spaces for hands-on or experiential education. Even just in the photo you see here, you see a section dedicated to our communication program with brand new communication studios. We have a new maker space, and then that center bubble is our space for esports. So if you're interested in competitive video gaming, we have an academic program in esports and gaming, as well as varsity and club level teams. But as I mentioned, we were founded back in 1920, originally in New Haven, so a few minutes from our current location. And when we were founded by Yale University and Northeastern University, started off in business and engineering, and we've grown quite a bit ever since. We've been in our current location in West Haven since about 1960, which is located right between New York City and Boston, so an easy train ride to either major city, and we're right down the road from the city of New Haven as well. So I think you get the best of both worlds. Our campus is in a suburban residential area, yet you have the city and the beach right down the road. A few of the statistics. So we're a small to medium-sized school with just over 5,000 undergraduate students, about 100 different academic programs to pick from, with an additional 85 minors and certificates, and then over 35 different graduate degrees to pick from as well, some tied into dual degree programs where you can tie together your bachelor's and your master's in an expedited time frame. Lots of clubs and organizations, we'll touch on that in a moment, and average classes are small, about 20 students typically. Now, a big focus for us is not just what your next 4 years will look like, but how can we best prepare you for the next 40 or so? You'll see some fantastic programming put on by our Career Development Center. They've been recognized as one of the top 20 by Princeton Review. So on the screen, you see a little bit about some of the jobs and internships and programs they bring to our campus. You see all the options for our dual degree programs, so many different combinations that will get you a head start in your field. And you'll see that over 95% of our students from the class of 2019 were either employed in a related field or enrolled in grad school within just a few months of graduating. We are the New Haven Chargers. On this slide, you see a little bit about our student body, but the one statistic I'll touch on today is where our students are coming from. We are located in Connecticut, and we get about 40% of our students from Connecticut, but the majority are actually coming from out of state. So certainly some of our neighboring states, New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Maryland, we get a lot of students from there. We have 5 different academic colleges to pick from at University of New Haven. To touch on just a few of our majors, in our College of Arts and Sciences, we're very well known for our marine biology program. We're located right by the Long Island Sound. We have great music studios and a student-run record label on campus, closely tied in with our music technology program and music industry. And then we have a fantastic forensic psychology program, the criminal mind, the law system, all of that. In our AACSB accredited College of Business, you'll see majors like sport management, hospitality and tourism, and that esports major that I mentioned. In our engineering college, which is ABET accredited, you'll see countless engineering disciplines, anything from civil to mechanical, to majors such as computer science with a concentration in game design, and our probably fastest growing major, cybersecurity and networks. We have a dedicated School of Health Sciences with lots of different clinical programs. We're very well known for our dental hygiene program and our paramedicine program. And then we have additional clinical programs like health sciences, exercise science, etc. But we're probably most famous for our Henry C. Lee College of Criminal Justice and Forensic Science majors like those 2, fire science, national and homeland security, and many others. Internships are required for about 85% of our students. So we put a big focus on not just what are you doing in the classroom, but outside of the classroom. Options include study abroad, including our Prato, Italy campus. With over 150 clubs and organizations and opportunities to live on our campus, our students are very involved. 18 varsity level sports to pick from. And then just to wrap up, our application process. So we're Common App exclusive. We require an official letter of recommendation and an official high school transcript. We are test optional, so that's your choice. Application deadlines, we have 2 forms of binding admission, early decision with a December 1 deadline and early decision 2 with a February 15th deadline. But our most popular form of admission is early action with a December 15th deadline. Scholarships range from 10 to 28,000 merit scholarships. And stay in touch. If you have any questions about University of New Haven, we are welcoming on-campus visitors, so feel free to send us an email and we'll get you set up to come and see us. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Next, we'll hear from the University of New Hampshire.
Hi, everyone. My name is Evan Beals. I'm one of the assistant directors of admission here at the University of New Hampshire. As you navigate through the college search process, you'll definitely find that each of us talk extensively about location as one of the main reasons why students choose the institution. At UNH, one of the country's original land-grant institutions, we recognize that place matters. And so we are located on the traditional lands and waterways of the Abenaki, Pennacook, and Wabanaki people. We acknowledge and honor with gratitude the land itself and the people who have stewarded it through the generations. So during this week that started with the recognition of Indigenous Peoples Day on Monday, we do ask that everyone recognize their place and the locations that we all occupy. Specifically, kind of diving into where that is up here in New England, we're located in the Seacoast region of our state. So only about 10 minutes from the ocean, about 45 minutes from the White Mountains of New Hampshire, Boston, Massachusetts, only about 45 minutes to an hour south of us, and Portland, Maine, just about an hour north. We do have an Amtrak train service that connects students in and out of Portland, Maine and Boston, Massachusetts about 6 times a day. As you can see from those photographs on the side panels there, our students enjoy both academic and recreational connections to all of these places. As we start talking about majors and programs, I think you'll quickly realize how you might find yourself at an internship in Boston or researching marine biology out on our Isles of Shoals Marine Research Laboratory, or up in the White Mountains of New Hampshire on the weekends, skiing or snowboarding, or participating in a research project studying moose populations up in the White Mountain National Forest. So all of these things are fun and exciting reasons why our location makes a really important decision part of your process. We're considered a medium-sized school, so we have about 13,000 undergraduate students, only about 2,500 graduate students. The majority of our students come from out of state. So even though we are a larger public university in our area, the majority of our students, like all of you, are coming from a little bit further away. So you're in really great company if you choose to come up to New England for school. Our students are from all 50 states, and our international students are calling over 70 different countries home. So as you kind of navigate this process, I think understanding what that community looks like is important. And then again, that imbalance, very purposeful, of heavy undergraduate student populations that'll take advantage of some of the research opportunities we'll talk about. At UNH, we have 5 college divisions and over 150 different majors and programs within these colleges. Everything from liberal arts, things like English, fine arts, performing arts, psychology, sociology, our College of Life Science and Agriculture. As you can see, we mentioned research, but white lab coats, microscopes, and laboratory work is the kind of hallmark of that college division. Really strong programs in pre-med, pre-vet, our bio programs, biomedical sciences, environmental sciences take up about half of that college division. So lots of really important work in environmental science and sustainability. The College of Health and Human Services has programs like nursing, occupational therapy, outdoor education and leadership, lots of really great like helping and hands-on programs there. Our College of Engineering and Physical Sciences, pretty self-explanatory with all of our engineering programs, and then all of our physical science programs like mathematics, chemistry, physics, all of those programs in the College of Engineering, and then our Paul College of Business and Economics, one of the top 40 public business programs in the country, all the programs being AACSB accredited. One thing that we always do like to talk about on this slide is just letting you know that while we do have these 5 college divisions, and over 150 majors, you as a student are never cookie cuttered into one specific area. Our students are actually encouraged to explore different options and find different passions, maybe tie together different majors or minors and programs, and really just be a UNH student as opposed to a student in our College of Liberal Arts or College of Engineering, for example. The interdisciplinary nature of our programs is really important to us and to our students' identity. In terms of kind of like what it's like to live on campus, kind of as a foundational point, I think our students are typically described as just down to earth, really nice and friendly people. They're hold the door nice, typically a little too far in advance where you feel like you have to run to catch the door. But our students are coming from all over. They have all kinds of different backgrounds, and really just coming to UNH and identifying with that idea of being a UNH student. The majority of our students live on campus in their first and second year. You're guaranteed housing all 4 years if you'd like it. Division I athletic programs, you can see in the inlay in the back there, obviously, ice hockey is a big part of our life. Right now, our football team is doing pretty well, and our men's soccer team currently ranked 4th in the country. So our Division I programs are really strong and really identify on the weekends. All of this boils down to a small town New England community with large scale research university opportunities. In terms of application process, just quickly here, we are early action and regular decision. There's no binding decision process at UNH. We are test optional and we're just on the common application. So we're just looking for your transcript and a letter of recommendation from a school counselor or core teacher. And then at any point in the process, please always feel free to reach out with any questions that you have. So thank you guys so much.
Great, thank you. And next we will hear from Lafayette College.
Hello, everybody. My name is Eugene Gabay, and I'm a Senior Associate Director of Admissions at Lafayette. I'm going to be the odd one out today and not have a PowerPoint or some slides for you to view. But my hope is that after you listen to all of us, and if your interest is piqued, by all means, you'll take the time to check us out and go online. Lafayette is a liberal arts college, a smaller college environment. We're in the town of Easton, Pennsylvania, right at the confluence of the Delaware River and the Lehigh River. We're in a beautiful town, a residential town of 30,000 people, and we're in the College Hill section of Lafayette College. Of Easton, obviously Lafayette College, our claim to fame is, excuse me, our claim to fame is the headquarters of Crayola Crayon, and that's fame in big fat quotes. We have a student body of 2,600 students. Everybody lives on our campus. We guarantee housing all 4 years. We really have an eclectic mix of students from just about everywhere in the world. We definitely have a commitment to having the world. Excuse me, I have a cough this morning. We have students from all corners of the country and almost twice as many countries internationally. We have students from A to Z countries, from A in Albania to Afghanistan, Australia, Argentina, to Z, Zambia, and Zimbabwe, and a number of other countries in the middle. And that's important because we have small, intimate classes, and we want to really have an engagement that builds on that kind of opportunity for discussion and whatnot. We have students from a whole host of backgrounds, politically, socioeconomically, geographically, and gender. Oh my. Excuse me. So as a residential college, everybody is guaranteed housing all 4 years. So it's a very dynamic campus life and community with very easy access to New York City and Philadelphia. We're just about an hour and plus away from you. So at Hatboro-Horsham. So you might even know Easton a little bit. We have 51 different degree programs covering the humanities, social sciences, natural sciences, and sciences and engineering. What is truly unique about Lafayette is the fact this is getting really annoying, so I apologize. We are a school that offers engineering as well, and that's a real distinction, a real highlight of Lafayette that makes us very different in the context of liberal arts colleges. There are very, very few that offer engineering, and we offer not just one program, but 6 different degree programs at Lafayette. And however, we're not a liberal arts college. We're not an engineering school. We're a liberal arts college. When you're applying to Lafayette, though, you're not applying for admission into a specific program. You're applying for admission into the college, and you have 2 years to decide on what you would like to study, with only 1 year for our engineering programs. Our engineering programs span the range of mechanical, computer, electrical, civil, and environmental, and we're ABET accredited. But in addition, some of our other programs that are top ranked and renowned nationally include math, international studies, government and law, psychology, just to name a few, in addition to all of our engineering degree programs. Oh my. So Lafayette has 235 professors, and in classrooms where every one of our professors are teaching, 100% of our professors are scholars and experts, and 100% of them are teaching 100% of our students. We're exclusively undergraduate, so with 2,600 students, they're exclusively and only undergraduate. So the focus is really on you in that respect. Similar to my colleagues, all of our, for those who are at liberal arts colleges, the focus is exclusively on you. So when the professors are just teaching you, it's not just that we have an average class size of 18 students and a student to faculty ratio of 10 to 1, but there's a real camaraderie and a real dynamic in the intimacy of our classroom and our conversations and the format in which they're held. Our professors are all mentors, so most of our students are going to participate in some kind of scholarship, whether it's an independent study, thesis, or what we call Excel Scholars Research. We put a premium on that kind of engagement. There's no requirements, but in the end, we have some incredible opportunities to engage students at a very high level. We have over 200 plus clubs and organizations. You get it. All of us have a lot going on our campus. So I'll just cut to the chase of our most important feature, which is a new initiative. We guarantee housing for all students. We guarantee to meet your full demonstrated financial need as a applicant if you're accepted, and that's a pretty substantial commitment financially. And if your family income is $150,000 or less, we're going to guarantee to meet all of that with grant and scholarship need-based funds. And thank you very much. And sorry for my coughing.
Great, thank you so much. And lastly, we're going to hear from Bloomsburg University.
Okay, so I am going to share my screen with you all. Okay, so let me get to the first slide. Hoping everybody can see this okay.
Yep, we can.
Okay, perfect. So my name is Makita Ellis, and I am the Assistant Director of Admissions with Bloomsburg University. I work with freshmen, and I also work with transfer students. So if you are looking to take any community college related courses, just know that I can help you with that as well. So if you're not familiar where Bloomsburg is located, we are about 2.5 hours northwest of Philadelphia. We are nestled on about 366 acres off the Susquehanna River. If you've ever been to Knoebels, I recommend that you do go, because we're about 15 minutes away from Knoebels. And so you can go ride the rides and have a good time. Now, just to learn a little bit more about Bloomsburg, we have about 8,000 students, 225 clubs and organizations, and 76,000 alumni who regularly come back to our university to either speak to new students or to provide any professional resources that you might need. Now, how you'll learn. I'm sure you've probably thought about this over and over because you have probably been stuck at home. COVID has been a tormenting pandemic, and you are hoping to be back in person on a regular basis. So the good news is that we are back in person for our students, and our student to teacher ratio is about 17:1. So even though we are moderately sized with 8,000 students, you still will receive that attention from your professor. With that being said, the average class size is roughly about 23 students in a class, and it sometimes can be smaller depending on what class you are involved in. Now, throughout our 5 different colleges, we have the College of Education, we have the College of Liberal Arts, College of Science and Technology, Ziegler College of Business, and the Honors College. We have 58 majors, 72 minors, and 23 graduate programs to offer, some of which are accelerated for students, which means that you could actually get your graduate degree, which is your master's, in a year. The Honors College. So if you are looking to be a part of the Honors College, it is a separate application. However, I do encourage students that have a 93% GPA to apply to the Honors College, because you do have the opportunity to live within an honors learning community. So you'll live amongst your peers who are also in the Honors College. You'll have discussion-based classes, there's research, travel, and service experiences that you'll be able to be a part of. They do require an interview to enter into this particular major. However, just keep in mind you don't necessarily need to maintain that 93% GPA. In addition, you will only be replacing classes. You will not be adding more classes onto your course load. So we're not trying to overwhelm you. We are just trying to challenge you. Now, everybody here, I'm sure, has thought about this one way, shape, or form, that you are not only going to college for the academic and personal experience, you are going to find your professional you. And so you are trying to obtain the opportunity to receive an internship that will lead to a job. Well, we do provide that for students here at Bloomsburg University. So each year you can participate in a professional experience. You can actually start your handshake page right away as a freshman and build that. And that's kind of like a cross between LinkedIn meets Indeed. And we have 10,000 employers on that. In addition to that, we also connect students within each major to different employers. So you can literally go to your faculty member and say that you are looking at a specific job, and they can direct you to the right person. We do provide professional development services, internships, career experience, and various alumni connections. I mentioned before that we have 76,000 alumni. So that is super key, because you will find Bloomsburg alumni everywhere, and they are wanting to assist you. Something that I always recommend you do too, if you're not sure on how to interview, we have a career closet. So if you need to check out clothes in order to interview and get that professional position, we do offer that for students as a resource. Now, of course, you're not going to just learn at BU, you will live at BU. You are required to live on campus your first 2 years as a freshman, but don't worry, if you have a car, you can bring your car. So yay, you have an opportunity to drive back and forth all over and just explore Bloomsburg University as well as the outskirts. We offer traditional residence halls, 7 traditional residence halls. We have 1 suite style as well as 3 apartment style. Typically coming in as freshmen, you start off in our traditional residence hall, unless you do need an accommodation, which you would connect with our university disability services in order for that accommodation to be applied, because we do allow students to have specific accommodations within residence halls as well as classroom. Food. Now, the food at Bloomsburg is amazing. And I'm not just telling you that because I had a horrible food experience in college. I am telling you that because it really is. We are ranked number 10 for the best food in Pennsylvania amongst all Pennsylvania colleges. So that is just the best thing to hear because it really is true. So if you do get a chance to come to Bloomsburg to visit, which I always recommend that you do, check out one of our eateries. We have about 14 different eateries on campus for students to access. Typically, when you're going to the Scranton Commons, which is down below on the right-hand side, that's buffet style, so you have the opportunity to select different meal options. We do offer any accommodations for students with major allergies, so do keep that in mind as well. Student life, if you're trying to be active and have a great time on campus, which I'm sure you are, we do offer students the opportunity to be a part of our 225 clubs and organizations. We have Division II sports, both men's and women's, as well as different resources available for our students. We do offer 90% of our students do receive financial aid, and 4.2 million receive a scholarship. We recommend you apply now. 2 to 4 weeks to get a decision. Right now, though, it's taken about a week. We are rolling admission. Nursing, it's November 15th is the deadline. Just get started. We have a waiver. I'll actually put that waiver back in so you have it available to you. But we look at a B average typically for our students coming in. This is what the average student that we see entering into BU and what we look at on their transcript. We do offer Jumpstart, college readiness. So if you need a little bit more academic support, we have that.
All righty. Sorry to cut you off there,
Yeah,
but
not a problem.
Yeah, we do need to start wrapping things up. We do have about 5 minutes left, so I'm going to invite all of our panelists to come back on cam if they'd like, and I'm going to pose a question, give everyone the opportunity just to chat a little bit more about their experience in the field and just talk to you all some more. So my question is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? Going to start up at the top again with Smith College.
Hi. So the piece of advice I always give to students is in regards to the personal statement or the supplemental essays. Go through a few drafts, make sure it's grammatically sound, and then give it to your best friend or a close family member. Make sure it sounds like you. We do not want to hear from your professors or your adults in your life. We want to hear your voice in the application and in the essays. So definitely do that.
Great, thanks. Next, Sacred Heart University.
Some advice that I would have just for your college process is maybe more so for your college search in general. Keep an open mind. Look at huge schools, look at really small schools, look at city schools, schools in the middle of nowhere. Just kind of give yourself some variety because you might not really know the exact school that you're looking for until you find yourself on their campus. So definitely keep an open mind.
Great. University of New Haven.
Yeah, so right along those lines, come and visit the colleges that you're interested in, especially right now. Classes are in session. Many schools are welcoming visitors. It's great to see campus, the way it might be if you come and join us next year. Also, with COVID, if they're welcoming visitors now, get that visit booked and come on down just in case things do change in the future.
Great. University of New Hampshire.
I think all of it kind of comes to the same kind of pinpoint, but at UNH, we use a little mantra that just says that college is a match to be made and not a prize to be won. I think all of us speak in that similar vein, but you'll have a lot of people that add kind of their input and their process into yours, but just know that it's your 4 years or 5, and so finding the good fit and a good match is better than trying to get the name or the prize to be won. So
Great. Lafayette College.
Yeah, my advice is very similar to all the others, wrapped in when you visit campus. That's really the only best way you're going to ever really determine how it feels and so on. But I would add one other point to that. When you're visiting a college, be a little awkward. Go visit with people, introduce yourself. Don't just go on what we're presenting for you and organizing for you. Although you're going to find it's going to be fantastic, I think that's where you're going to really make the connections and get a sense of really how you felt about who goes there.
Great. And lastly, Bloomsburg University.
So I also agree that you definitely need to visit. It's important to explore the college because you have to see yourself there for 4 years. Our goal is not to have you leave after your first year because you didn't see yourself living there in that environment. But in addition, don't be afraid to apply. I think sometimes you may scrutinize your academics so heavily that it actually puts you at a standstill and you decide that you're not going to apply because you think you're going to be rejected. So you never know what's going to happen and you have to just continue on and apply and see what happens from there. We're not blacklisting you. So just know that, you can keep applying and get feedback.
Great. All great pieces of advice there. That is all the time we have. So I do want to thank everyone for joining us, our attendees. Thank you our panelists. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to chat with all of our students. And to our students and families here, thank you for joining us. When you close out of your Zoom today, there will be a quick 5-question survey that will appear if you wouldn't mind filling that out. That's how we make improvements on our event, so we appreciate that. Another reminder to sign up for more sessions. There are 2 more hours of programming today. And one more reminder that recording of this session and of all sessions will be available at strivescan.com/Hatboro-Horsham within the next few days. I want to thank everyone again for joining us today, and have a great rest of your day. Bye, everyone.